Yo, what is good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're starting off with Suda51. He has already confirmed that he's working on an outline for No More Heroes 3 and has details planned, but it's really going to be dependent on quite a number of things, especially with Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, the sales for that game. But there's a connection between them. There was a lot of stuff that he talked about. No More Heroes 1 and 2 HD potentially for the Switch. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So during a recent preview session for the upcoming spin-off Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes, Suda51 confirmed to fandom that he was already planning No More Heroes 3 with the upcoming Switch game only as a spin-off. Suda revealed that he is planning a proper third No More Heroes game and that it will see hero Travis Touchdown face off against crazy Thanos-esque villains. Quote, "Nothing is set in stone yet, and of course it'll depend on the success of Travis Strikes Again, but I am working on an outline for No More Heroes 3, a proper direct sequel for the series, and is going to be connected to Travis Strikes Again in a big way, because in No More Heroes 3, Travis is going to be going up against crazier adversaries than ever before, and it's going to be bloodier, more intense battles between assassins. It's going to be kind of like the Avengers, Thanos levels of crazy." Yo, Suda51 out here is wildin'. So while Suda states that the release of this much anticipated threequel will depend on the success of the upcoming spin-off No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again, he sees this Switch adventure as laying the foundations for No More Heroes 3. Quote, "In order for Travis to stand a chance against these powerful new foes, I wanted to give Travis the chance to enter these different game worlds and Travis Strikes Again and power up to learn new skills and gain some more strength, so ultimately I can work to make Travis a more prominent character in the video game history overall. The skill chips that you saw Travis collecting in Travis Strikes Again's game world, I want Travis to take those with him to the next game, the next numbered installment." Now there was some more information out there when it comes to No More Heroes 1 and 2. Suda did say once again that he wants to make those a reality on the Nintendo Switch, but of course that would have to be after Travis Strikes Again No More Heroes. We would need to see when No More Heroes 3 kind of fits into there. There's a lot of different things that kind of play into that, but let's talk about what he had to say with No More Heroes 3. And first with the sales, right? Because in order for No More Heroes 3 to be a thing, and I would think even for No More Heroes 3 to be a thing, and then to get greenlit for No More Heroes 1 and 2, there has to be some stuff that happens with the sales of Travis Strikes Again, as it has to be successful for both Nintendo, Marvelous, Grasshopper, everybody that's involved with the project. So I think that they've done already a number of good things when it comes to this game. One, it's not a full price title. I thought it was full priced initially starting out, but it's not. It's $39.99, so it's already $20 cheaper than a full price title. And even if you go back to No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2, it's still $10 cheaper than what those games were when they launched on the different systems. I think the PS3 version, that might have been cheaper starting out, but with the Wii and also the sequel with No More Heroes 2, those were $50 starting out, so they were full price for the Wii. It's already cheaper than those, so that's a good thing, especially with the inflation and everything. Those games are old, so it's significantly cheaper than what the old games were, or a full price title that you would see on the Nintendo Switch. So that's really good. Another really good thing that they did with this game, guys, is the fact that there is a season pass added in extra content, but you get that for free with the physical version of the game. So if you go out there and if you buy the physical version, I'm not 100% sure with the digital version, if you get that season pass, you might not, but regardless, with the physical version of the game, you go out there and buy it, you get the season pass with it, which is going to add extra content in the game. So whatever the final playtime hours is and whatever replay value that they have, you know that you're going to be getting some more content in there for simply just picking up the game. That is obviously a good decision to entice a lot of the No More Heroes fans and maybe even some of the skeptical ones out there to give the game a shot, because you're going to be getting more value for a cheaper price, and once again, it's laying the groundwork. So I like what they've done with this game in terms of the promotional type of aspect, the marketing aspect, the price, and everything like that. That is really good. Now, getting to what this game represents and how it's going to get to No More Heroes 3, I think that that's a really big move by Suda to kind of tie it in, and I think that that's a good idea, right? Because you want to make No More Heroes 3, but nobody's really going to fund that type of game unless there's some, I guess, evidence that it can do well in today's age. No More Heroes 1 and 2 are somewhat old, 10 years at least at this point, you know, 10 years plus, so I think that they need to make sure that they can get the proper funding for it, and I guess the only way to do that was to make a smaller end game, use Unreal Engine 4 so the development isn't going to be hard. You have an engine that's right there, tools built in, Switch supports Unreal Engine 4 really well, so it makes sense for them to use Unreal Engine and to get a smaller style game out there, but still kind of say, hey, it ties in and you can do crazy things in this next one, but if this game does well. I think that sometimes this isn't looked like nice upon when developers say, oh, well, you have to buy this in order for the success of this game or for there to be another one, but I think in this case it actually makes sense considering where No More Heroes 1 and 2 kind of were, how they played, how long ago they were, and kind of just the funding and everything, because those games didn't sell like gangbusters, although they did better than a lot of Suda's games. I think most of them they did better than, especially No More Heroes 1. I think that's still Suda51's best selling game outside of like the Lollipop Chainsaw. I think that did better, but in terms of at the time and everything, I know it was one of Suda's best selling games and everything, and they had like a toast because they were so happy about No More Heroes 1, and that actually got the sequel for No More Heroes 2 and Ubisoft stepping in as well. So I think that Travis Strikes Again can have that level of success, maybe 500,000 units sold on the Switch, and I think that should be enough to make sure that we get a No More Heroes 3 and maybe even get some ports of No More Heroes 1 and 2, and that would be big, man, because No More Heroes to me kind of represents Travis Touchdown, this dude that everybody kind of just like dreams about at times, right? With a crazy character and what he can do. He has a motorcycle and everything. He's old school, but then again, he does wrestling moves. I mean, there's just so much different stuff about Travis that's to like, and like his attitude, the voice acting with it. His games were very flawed, right? No More Heroes 1 and 2, and man, those games just had some issues here and there. No More Heroes 2 was better than No More Heroes 1 from a technical standpoint. They got rid of the open world, but they were just still so fun to play through, and I think that's the reason why Travis Touchdown still has this cult fan base even after all of these years, you know, especially after No More Heroes 2. That game made absolutely no sense at all when I played through it. I think No More Heroes 1 was a little bit more coherent. I'm not sure about Travis Strikes Again, although the previews that are coming out when it comes to the story coherentness or whatever, if that's even a word, everyone's saying that it's actually a pretty good game. Everyone's saying that it's a pretty good game based on the previews that I'm seeing, and I'm definitely going to be buying this game. Probably going to get a review copy, but I'll be buying it as well. And I want to see No More Heroes 3. I want to see it, and I want that physical version too. When I get my review codes, they're digital. I want that physical version. I want that box art. I'm a huge No More Heroes fan, and I think that if this game does well, obviously leading into No More Heroes 1 and 2 HD on the Switch, that would be great. And especially with No More Heroes 2, guys, that game has never been in HD, right? Never been officially in HD for people to play, and that game is a lot better than what people think. It just came at a weird time and everything like that, and I think some of the charm from like the waggle controls obviously were not there around when the first time was made, right? People kind of moved on from that or were complaining about it, whereas when No More Heroes 1 came out, it was still relatively like, okay, well, you know, I can do this waggle stuff. But No More Heroes 2 actually has regular normal controls too. You can use the Nintendo Wii Pro controller to play the game. You have to plug it into the Wii remote, but that's just kind of how it worked. But No More Heroes 2 would be really good if they can get that in HD, because I'd love to play that game again. And even with No More Heroes 1, putting normal controls and being able to play those type of games portably, that's an experience that's never happened at all. There are no portable style No More Heroes games at all. There's just No More Heroes 1 and 2, and that's it. You've got Wii, PS3, Xbox 360, and that's No More Heroes Paradise for the PS3 and Xbox 360, and I think the Xbox 360 version is Japan exclusive, if I'm not correct. So the only version that people can play here in the US in HD with No More Heroes 1 is on the PS3. That has Move support if you want to play with Move, or you can just play with your normal controller, which I did play and go through it, and it's good, but it's just the same game that looks slightly better, slightly shinier and everything. It's still the same game. So that would be really cool if we can get a No More Heroes 2 in HD, being able to be played anywhere that I want. I'll definitely definitely replay both games. It'd be worth it, and I'd do whatever to fund No More Heroes 3. But I love what he's saying here. I mean, we can talk just briefly about No More Heroes 3 too. Thanos-esque villains and stuff. That's crazy. I mean, that's kind of like my hope for No More Heroes 3. I want to see crazy, huge style boss battles to where you're powering up, you're leveling up, you're getting all sorts of different katanas like they did with No More Heroes 2. I love that system in there, and you can kind of go through and just do a bunch of different types of moves, different wrestling style moves and everything that they had in the games previously. So if you can change out your beam katanas, have multiple ones, level them up, do different side quests, these are all the type of things that I'd love to see in No More Heroes 3. And I think that that would just be insane if they did that. So I like what he's saying here. I have some high hopes for No More Heroes 3. I think that if we get this one and it does well enough, you know, we're going to see that. And it is going to be crazy because Suda is a crazy dude. And even in No More Heroes 2, you saw some crazy stuff in there with like what they're doing, the boss battles. So I think No More Heroes 3 could even be bigger and better, especially on the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about all this when it comes to Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes 3, 1 and 2 HD potentially coming over? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting PlayerEssence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube membership. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace!